So recently I was scrolling on Disney Plus with my free trial because obviously I'm not going to pay for it. I recently was scrolling on there and I came across Confessions of a Teenage Shopaholic. Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. It's called Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, not of a Shopaholic. I thought I'd watch it because, you know, I love Lindsay Lohan films like Parent Trap, Freaky Friday, Just My Luck, like any Lindsay Lohan film apart from Herbie Fully Loaded, I'm there. And I started watching it because I was like, oh, I have vague memories of this. And I also saw a TikTok about it the other day.
Yes, I'm free. I can live.
I was like, you know what? I'll give this a go. I'm down for a crappy teenage movie that doesn't have much substance. Let's do this. And I was watching it and I just have a lot of thoughts. Like, a lot of thoughts. I can't remember if I watched it before, but if I have, I've either suppressed the memories because the movie is really bad, or I just never made it through the whole film, which is understandable because it's a really bad movie. If you haven't seen the film, Lindsay Lohan plays a character called Mary, but she refuses to go by the name Mary because that's too, like, boring and lame, and she'd prefer to go by Lola because, you know, Lola's, like, free-spirited and like Lola's cool and edgy. At the start of the film, her family, so her mum and her two younger sisters, who you honestly see like one other time in the movie, they move from New York to a city called Delwood, but Lindsay's character calls it Deadwood because, you know, she's like edgy and hip. They move to Deadwood and Lindsay's like, oh my gosh, you've ruined my life, like how am I gonna get to Broadway from this stupid Deadwood town? And I'm just like, dude, like chill out, you're 15. She's 15, by the way. Remember this, she's 15. She meets this girl in her first 5 seconds of being on campus because you know how it is in teenage films, and they found out that they're both both huge fans of this band called Sid Arthur, which is important to the plot. They become friends and they like do weird things with her, like kiss photos of their favorite band members. Honestly, cannot relate. If you can relate to that, that's kind of weird. And Lindsay's favorite band member's name is Stu Wolf and he's like her idol. Anyway, a few weeks later, they find out that the band's breaking up and, like, it is the end of the world. Like, think One Direction breaking up. Because the band is breaking up, they're doing, like, one final show and there's going to be, like, this sick after party at Stu Wolf, Lindsay's favourite band member's house. Afterwards, Lindsay and her friend Alison Pill, that's her actor's name, really want to go. They want to go because they want to, like, obviously be there, but also they want to prove to the mean girl, played by Megan Fox, where is Megan Fox now, that they're cool because Megan Fox is going to be there. And they just basically want to prove her that she's wrong and that they are cool enough to get into this party. Bear in mind, they're 15 years old. So Lindsay is like, Mum, I want to go to this concert. Can we please go? And her mum's like, oh, you can go, but only if your dad takes you. And Lindsay's like, no, Mum, I'm 15. I can take myself to a concert. Like, it's lame if my dad takes me. She rejects her parents' offer, and her mum continues to compromise and is like, okay, we won't take you there, but we'll drop you off at the station, and blah, blah, blah. And Lindsay's like, no, like, stop cramping my style. Anyway, they decide instead to hatch a plan to, like, sneak out and go to the concert, and her friend who's white and is rich is like, look, I'll pay for the tickets. They go to buy tickets, and they were all sold out because they've wasted so much time, which is so dumb because literally Lindsay's mum was like, yo, we'll take you. And she was like, no, I don't want to do it. I'm like, if you just said yes, like you're supposed to at the age of 15, you could have been there with no issues. They decide to go anyway, and they lie to their parents and say that they've got tickets or that they're going to buy tickets at the door, and there's like this whole plan and it's safe and whatever. Long story short, they don't get into the concert. They're like, okay, we can't go to the concert, but let's go to Stu Wolf's place for the after party, which they obviously also don't have tickets for because they're 15 years old. And they walk like 40 blocks to this house, and they find it because Lindsay Lohan has a picture from a magazine of the front of his house. They stumble across the place and they don't get in because obviously they're 15 years old and their name is not on the list because you can't just walk into a party. And like they don't get in and it's sad, but then Stu Wolf stumbles out and he's really drunk and they end up saving his life. They take him to a diner, then they end up in prison, and it's just like weird, like why and how is all of this stuff happening? They go back to Stu Wolf's house and he takes them into the party, and Lindsay Lohan's dad's there because he like bailed them out of jail. But also it's really weird because Lindsay told her best friend Alison Pill that her dad was dead, but he's not. And so Alison's really mad at her they're at Stu Wolf's party and they're like, oh my gosh, like just be excited, like we're here now, I'm really sorry, I won't lie to you again. And they like are wearing Stu Wolf's clothes because they got all wet from the rain. And anyway, whatever, the party gets over. And then they go to school on Monday and they're like, hey, Megan Fox, like, how good was Stu Wolf's party? And Megan's like, you weren't there, when they clearly were there. But, like, Megan's just lying because she doesn't want everyone to think that they're cool. But then, like, Lindsay gets really upset and, like, starts crying about this. I'm like, dude, relax. Like, it's not that deep. She's just a mean girl. Like, just chill. Lindsay's like, no, it's true. We were wearing his clothes. I left my necklace there. As if that's supposed to be proof. I don't even know. And the necklace... Can we talk about the necklace? The necklace is literally 3 Coca-Cola bottle caps punched with holes and then like chains threaded through it. Like the 2000s fashion, I don't understand. What happens after that? They're in this school play and Lindsay gets the lead role, which Megan's really mad about. The play happens and it's great, whatever. And there's like this after party at Megan's place and they get invited because obviously they're part of the play. And then suddenly Stu Wolf rocks up. I don't know, because Lindsay's dad told her that she'd be there, and like in front of everyone puts Lindsay's necklace, the Coke bottle necklace, around her neck, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, she wasn't lying, like Stu Wolf does know her. But it's so dumb. Like, I can understand why no one believed her, because she's been lying this entire film. Like, the reason why no one believes you is because you are a liar. You dug your own grave, sweetie. She ends up dancing with Stu Wolf, and I'm like, this is weird because you're 15 and he's supposed to be 23, but also he looks like he's 30. But also, is this a romantic relationship or is it platonic? I don't understand. Because then she ends up dancing with this other guy from her school, which the movie has been setting up to be her love interest. And I'm just like, who does she like Stu Wolf? Is she with Stu Wolf or is she with this guy Sam who stole her drama outfit for her? I don't understand. And it's just like, what is this film? I don't even remember how it ends because it's just so plotless and stupid. And you know what annoys me? Neither Stu Wolf or this guy Sam are even hot. Like, if you're gonna have a guy character in it that the main character is like lusting after or like in love with, at least make them good looking. And they weren't even that. So I don't know. I just watched it and was really mad and just needed to rant about it because it's a really bad movie. And I just, if you're thinking of watching it, don't. Like, watch Just My Luck or The Parent Trap instead. Those are infinitely better. Like, just stay away from Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen.